Hello and welcome to Alternative at Radio Cardiff. I'm actually here with live act Jammy Harris, who can be seen and heard playing at the Brew House, located in the centre of town. We are going to be getting an interview with the Brew House as well. But as we set about their musicians to start with, I'm going to hand you over to Nick Pendry and Tom Davis.
Hello, Jammy. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, mate. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. Thanks for having me. Cheers.
James Harris, boy. What's happening? I've been looking forward to this one. Because me and you know each other quite well, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We go way back.
Well, how many years now?
5-6 years?
Yeah.
Feels like longer.
I reckon about more. It's got to be because, well, me and Jammy, we know each other from the Brew House for our sins, don't we, Jam?
We do. We are, well, stalwarts though now, really.
Well, yeah, we part of the furniture. We're there, like 6 times a week, something like that.
Well, we used to be.
We used to be.
So how badly are you missing the place, boys?
That's ridiculous. I hate this lockdown and no gigs. How are you feeling about it, Jam?
It's been hard. It's a situation that you can't really control. You understand it, but
I don't understand it. Wow. I don't. It's beyond me.
No, I know. It's hard for us guys. I mean, I don't know about you, Nick, but for me it's hard because I was getting quite tired of the gigs actually before lockdown. Really busy, gigging loads.
Yeah, there's a thing like me and you'd be walking into the house and be like, I can't be arsed.
Yeah, but it sounds awful, but that was the case, and I really felt like I needed a break.
It got to a job, didn't it? It was more of a job towards the end.
It really did, but since lockdowns happened, you sort of...
You'll appreciate it more when you get back there.
Yeah, and I'm really missing it, and I feel like I don't have a purpose at the moment. You know, you're just getting up every day, and you just, how can I get to the end of the day? And I know, some people have got it a lot tougher, obviously, but it's hard.
What have you been working on? Have you been working on anything musically since, obviously everything's been locked down?
Yeah, got a little studio set up, as almost every musician has now in Cardiff. That was the panic buy.
Tell us the story, the panic buy before.
Well, yeah. So you saw what was going on around the world, and I just woke up one day and thought, right, we're going to be in lockdown. I'm going to have to do something in the house. So I went straight to town, bought a Mac, some monitor speakers, and then sat there around all this equipment and had nothing to sing about. So I sort of preempted it a bit. So yeah, I've been doing some stuff in the house. It's not the same. It's not. It's for a start, you haven't been able to play with other musicians, so you're doing everything yourself. And musicians, we're a weird bunch. We do look for compliments to prop us up, and when you don't have them,
quite egotistical.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you don't have that, right? If you don't have someone next to you going, "Oh, that sounds great," or you're just all of a sudden going down a well thinking, is this any good? Does anyone care?
You've done some video, some songs with other musicians over conference calls, haven't you?
Yeah.
That was cool.
It was good fun, they took so long. You see these videos.
They look good though.
Yeah, I mean, I should do. They took like a month, and you see these videos, you think, oh, let's do one of them, and you don't realise how difficult they are to make them look and sound like believable, and. I got to the end of it, and you a month's worth of work, you've got a 3.5-minute video, and you think, I'm really proud of that. It's taken a whole month. It's using thousands of pounds worth of equipment. You post it, and then you check the next day, and like 10 people have liked it, including your mum and dad. And right, okay.
So what platforms would we be able to find your music on? Is it mostly Facebook? Or?
Yeah, Facebook is the one that I'm quite bad with social media.
Yeah, same as me. Yeah, me and you were terrible.
Yeah, I if I'm on a stage, I'm quite happy for everyone to be looking at me, but in terms of media, I can't do it.
I don't post.
I'm really bad. But yes, Facebook is.
You keep watching the video over again and again
to rack up the views.
Yeah, I actually had someone offer me that. One of my mates lives out in America, and he liked my album, and he said, I'll put it on my iPad in the night and just let it repeat through the night.
Tell us about that album, because when did they release that one? What was that you laugh about then?
I've been called many things over the years. Prolific's not one of them. That album, I released it last year, and it is probably from when I first started recording it to now, it's about 7 years. It took a long time.
What's the name of the album?
The Way of the World.
You showed me some tracks on it, and there's some tunes on it.
I'm really pleased with it. It took a lot to do. I was recording it in Whitchurch, in Cardiff, and also in Salisbury as well. So it's like bouncing back and forth. And
Salisbury, it's a bit random.
Yeah, well, the producer was from there, so he rented like a dairy farm with like a little. So we were like recording in one of the stables, and it was really weird. But you know, it took a lot out of me. I'm really pleased with it, but it was one of those things that I liked it, but I was never happy to release it because when you're doing it yourself, you have to decide when it's done, and because if you're a bit nervous about getting your stuff,
if it's a band, it's different.
Yeah, because you have to just push the button and go, right, we're done, we're releasing it. When it's just you, there's always an excuse not to release it. Oh, we need one more track, or we need
this isn't quite there.
Yeah, exactly that. And it got to the point where last year my producer, he's a great guy, Jolien his name is. He messaged me saying, "What are we doing with this album?" Because I've been listening.
You've done nothing with it. Like, you know, that's what pissed me off. Yeah. You showed me some tracks. There's some fucking banging tracks there, but you haven't done anything with it. You haven't put it anywhere. The album cover's great.
Yeah.
Come on, Jammy. When we going to hear this album, mate? When are you going to release it to the world?
Well, I mean, this again shows you social media. It is up on iTunes and Spotify and all the places you'd find it. But you're right. It's weird. I'm immensely proud of it, but also a bit nervous to show people it as well. Yeah, and it's just that one side of the industry which I've never been that great at, where you just go, oh, please listen to my stuff. It sounds so desperate. No, it's not. Everyone does it.
But how do you feel like when someone critiques it, like to get a bit nervous and be like, oh, like I don't.
No, actually.
How do you take criticism?
I'm really critical myself, so I can play you any one of my songs and be like, right. That. I know where the problems are, right? And if someone says to me something that I already know, I'm like, yeah, well, of course, yeah, that validates me. What annoys me is when someone points something out which I didn't think was a problem. And you're like, oh, okay, that's another thing wrong with the album, So I don't really mind the criticism. I think it would be nice if you only show your album to 100 people, and 10 people like it, that doesn't sound like a lot. If you show it to 1 million people and 100,000 people like it, that is a lot.
10%, the 10% rule.
Yeah, so you have to, you have to get it out there to do it, which I don't do.
You need to get it out there, mate. I know. You just need to take the punt, mate.
Yeah, no, I know, you're right. It's and lockdown's been okay for that. But again, it does go back to the whole. We haven't been playing, we haven't been feeling good about that, and it is, I mean, Nick will tell you.
Knocked your confidence a bit.
It does, I mean, the buzz you get, right, from playing it doesn't matter where it is, it doesn't have to be Wembley Stadium or the Principality, right?
It's a good crowd.
It's like you've had your wings taken away from you.
It is, and it does not...
I tell you what me and you need to do, we need to take a leaf out of Sarah Brown's book.
Yeah, we do, actually.
Because me and you know Sarah Brown really well, she was on the show a couple of weeks ago, and she's just tremendous at just like putting it out there, promoting herself. She's awesome.
It's amazing. What I find amazing about that is that I struggle to just get my song out, whereas Sarah will produce a spoiler for the song that she's producing.
A preview.
Yeah, and it's like, how have you done that?
She's got the work ethic.
It's definitely a massive advantage, isn't it, to be on top of the social media thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I don't get it. Like, it baffles me.
So we're going to play a couple of your tracks momentarily.
Momentarily, oh.
I just got my eye on the timer now. So tell us a little bit about the first track we're going to be.
I think the first one is "Way of the World," is it?
"Way of the World."
Is that the one we're doing? Yeah. So that.
Yeah, I've heard this one before.
Tightest title track of the album. Wrote that about essentially the sort of state of things, and it's weird. I wrote it about 5 years ago, and it seems relevant now as it did. So yeah, it's. I was really proud of it. It's probably my favourite song on the album, really. It's one of those songs that I feel captured what I wanted to do and wanted to sound like, which I think I sometimes miss with on other songs.
So, with no further ado, we'll listen to Way of the World.
Alternative Radio Cardiff, ARC FM.
Did you believe in then? Where did it all go wrong? counting the cost of a heart in repair. Where does the time go? And when did you grow old and forget to care? Oh well, ain't that the way of the world? I'm sure you're gonna get what you deserve. Oh well, someday soon you're gonna find you're gonna get what you deserve. One by one you left us here, forgotten without a care. Do you ever question who you are with all that you're set to gain through somebody else's pain? It's time for you to stop and regain control. Make friends and not foes before you disappear. Or just live and feel that all that you hold so dear will never return. Oh well, ain't that the way of the world? I'm sure you're gonna get what you deserve. Oh well, someday soon you're gonna find you're gonna get what you deserve. Oh well, ain't that the way of the world? I'm sure you're gonna get what you deserve. Oh well, someday soon you're gonna find you're gonna get what you deserve. Oh well, ain't that the way of the world? I'm sure you're gonna get what you deserve. Oh well, someday soon you're gonna find you're gonna get what you deserve. You're gonna get what you deserve.
So that was James Harris, Way of the World. That's a tune, that is.
Yeah, it's a cracking tune, mate. Fair play.
Yeah, thanks. I'm really proud of that one. It's yeah, like I said, it's probably my favourite on the album.
So on that track then, I mean, the instrumentals on the track are fantastic. Did you have any help with that? Or?
Yeah, I did. It was myself playing quite a bit of it. Also, another Cardiff musician called Jamie Sefton.
Oh, we love Jamie.
Yeah,
I know.
He's a bit of a force, Jamie. He's been all over the place. He was with Kylie Minogue last year.
Yeah. So he auditioned and he got the bassist gig for Kylie Minogue, and he played Glastonbury. We'll have to get him on because you do a lot of gigs with him.
I do a lot of gigs with him, yeah, and it all came about from the album. Yeah, so I met.
What, did you know each other before then?
Sort of through friends, and then it would basically someone pointed him in the direction of me, like, oh, this guy.
But you get on so well.
Yeah, we do. Well, I think
it's a chemistry, like especially when you're in bros, your harmonies are on point.
We do get on. Yeah, we just hit it off really, and then I sort of basically said to him when I met him, look, I want to do an album. I don't want it to be this like self-congratulatory like thing. I just want to write some pop songs, release them. I just want it to be as honest as it can be. And he was like, yep, great, let's do it. And it's great. As people, when we talk to each other, sometimes we don't always agree. But whenever we do music together,
clicks.
And it sounds romantic, but it's true. Yeah.
Really thing to find.
And then the other guy, just worth mentioning for the album.
Oh, come on.
Oh, sorry, boys, that was me. That's the second time now.
Jamie asking for a gig, that is.
Ignore that, Jam. What were you saying?
So the other guy worth mentioning on that is a guy called Jolyon Dixon, who produced the album and played quite a bit on it as well. He's amazing. He's worked with, well, a lot of different people. I'm not going to name drop on the floor, but no, he's been around and he's done quite a bit. So to be honest, I probably owe those two a lot in terms of how I sound these days, because I just don't think I would sound the way I do without the two of them helping, you know.
Yes, man. Oh, come on.
Do you think you'd be able to get Kylie on the show first? I think that should be the next show.
We get Jamie first, and then we'll get Kylie. That'd be
5 degrees of separation. I'm not sure if I rang Kylie up, I'd probably be one of those who's this moments. But
So, Jammy, tell us a little bit more then about your music career. How did you first step into the world of
my dad, I remember really vividly actually. He used to play in a band. What he would call a weekend warrior. You know, he worked all week in the steelworks, then he'd go out on the weekend in a band. And I remember I was about 15 years old, which was a while ago now. And he would be packing up the car, and I'd always be like, "Oh, you know, can I come with you?" And one day he just said, "Yeah, come along." So I was amazing. So I was 15 years old, roadieing. In inverted commas for my
carrying the guitars and things, is it?
Yeah, that was exactly what it was, right? And then he promoted me to work in the lights, and they only had like 2 lights, right? And that's why I was like just doing that. And he used to pay me £5 per gig. But
£5 was a lot back then, John.
It was loads, you know, more like it now. And yeah, it was one of those things where I was 15 years old on the weekend. I was going up to Gurnos, Penrhys.
Oh, don't talk about it. My mother's from a Gurnos.
These places and going in, and I was a bit too young to realise how dangerous it was, you know. So I'm like wandering around, and I'd have my cheese roll, do the bingo.
They are eye openers, those places.
And then it went on from there. After he stopped playing, I went out on my own and did all those venues, and I did the cabaret circuit for years and years and years.
The Working Men's Club.
Yeah. Did you ever stage with your dad?
A couple of times.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, with varying degrees of success. My dad was a great singer, really good singer. I think so. Yeah. I thought he was really good. I'm much better than him on guitar. He's
You are good.
Well, I don't know, but he's a bit ham-fisted.
No, coming from me, that's very because you built just.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that red strat you play all the time, which I banned of.
Yeah, no, I did build it. No,
how can you build a guitar? I wouldn't.
It takes a lot of time and costs a lot of money when you get it wrong.
I struggled building a sandwich.
It went on from there, and it got to a point where I was just going out on my own, and it was one of those things that just kept going, and I never really thought I'd be able to do it for a living, but one day I just sort of was.
You just look back and think, I'm doing it.
Yeah, and I, you know, without talking too much about it, I've also, I think, fallen into the trap from that of getting stuck earning money from it, which predominantly
for the love.
No, and predominantly at the level, you know, I'm at, that's covers music, and then you do actually then lose a bit of time to work on your own stuff in between. It's like any job. When you get home from your job at the end of the day, you perhaps still want to do it. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's amazing, and I would never change it, but you know, there is a point where it can be a bit much for.
I find what we do, doing like 7 or 8 gigs a week, cover gigs, the last thing I want to do is go home, pick up a guitar and write a song.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's tough, isn't it?
Well, it's hard because you know, and again, I don't want it to sound ungrateful because it's not, but it's just an observation. You can spend months working on one of your tracks. You can really feel it. I know it again sounds a bit silly, but as musicians, we love it. That's what we do. So you write this song. It could be about a breakup or a family member, whatever it's about, right? And you care very passionately about it. Then you spend all the time making it and building it, and then you play it. Nobody cares. And then you go into town and you play, you know, I'm going to drop any artists in it. Well, you play songs that you actually scratch your head a little bit and think, why is this so popular? And you get to the point where you feel like you're only popular because of the song you're playing, not because they're appreciating your musicality. And I found that really hard about going home then, because I was like, what's the point in me trying to do that?
How often do you bang out your own stuff then? If you're doing like a set or whatever, do you put your own stuff in there very often?
I tend not to, and the reason being, I'm sounding so miserable, aren't I? I'll bring it round. I'll bring it round towards the end, and it'll all be amazing. Right? No, I tend not to. Sometimes I get asked, which is really, really nice, and it is nice, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll play one of my songs, and you know, that's fine. The reason why I don't, though, is because people want to be supportive, so they ask. But the second the song starts playing, then in the context of where you are, it's actually not what people want.
Yeah.
They want to just scream along. So it normally falls flat, and for that reason, I think you have to keep covers and originals separate.
I think that's going to be one of our aims, is when we eventually get to put on an alternative Radio Cardiff night, is to encourage artists to come on and play some of their own music. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah, that'd be great. And I think that, you know, the more outlets you have for that, the better. There's some incredibly talented people playing in South Wales, and it's funny because you know them for just doing covers. You know, like I said, Brewhouse and a load of other venues in town. You're turning up, you're playing the same songs as everyone, and it's great. But you don't actually know what people stand for, and then you actually step back from that and go, oh yeah, they got a great album out. You know, and there's a lot of it around, and people, musicians especially, are happy to just come along and do that as long as they get a platform to actually be heard.
Speaking of original music, we're going to do another one by James Harris.
In and out.
Let's hear it.
Alternative Radio Cardiff, ARC FM.
You're
So that was In and Out, another great track there, Jammy. So what's planned for the futures now, mate?
Well,
Playing Sims.
Yeah, playing The Sims. Yeah. Keep recording. Hopefully get back to gigging in whatever capacity that's going to be. No one knows.
I pray for the day.
Yeah, no, it's hopefully next year we'll be getting back with that.
I think summertime.
Yeah, maybe summertime. I'd like to go out and play this album, to be honest, a little bit, because we haven't done that yet.
You should take it on the road.
Yeah, it's just the roads are closed at the moment, you know.
You said, you need to have some belief in yourself and actually push it, jam.
Yes, I know, and I will just say,
you need to get that out there, mate.
As an apology, I will say that it's been a bit dour.
We'll use this as a kick up the arse to do it.
Yeah, but I'm generally quite positive, but it's hopefully we'll get it out there. You can listen to this. It's out on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, all the regular haunts.
So it's under James Harris, yeah?
Jammy Harris.
Jammy Harris.
Yeah, it's under. Yeah.
I call it James, Jammy, everything.
That's okay. No, it's under that. You can it's searchable on those places, and again, searchable on Instagram. And
so you heard that, people. Search it, Jammy Harris. Listen to it.
There we go. Thank you very much.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think that brings up.
It's been a pleasure having you on the show, Jammy. It's so nice good talking to you, mate.
Thank you very much.
We'll have you back soon, Jam. And like I said, we'll do like a live acoustic track as well, yeah?
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm up for that.
Thank you very much. Cheers, Jammy!
Thank you. Cheers, guys.